Good morning students. Welcome to online teaching session of Academic World School, Bimitra. Before I start, I request you all to get ready with your notebooks and pen. Students, today we are going to learn chapter number 2 from Geography. The name of the chapter is Inside the Earth. Students, the planet Earth in which we live is like a huge ball, but it is not absolutely spherical. As we look, we find land and water bodies, and when we move further, we find that huge seas and oceans. Students, have you ever visited to the beaches or even seen the picture of beaches? What do you see? When we move to the beaches, we can find some land are available deep below the ocean or seas. What that are known as? That all are known as the lands which are inside the sea or ocean. They are known as sea bed or ocean floors. Now, everyone is able to see that the standard size of a cricket ball, the diameter of a cricket ball is 7.3 centimeter. What is the diameter of a cricket ball? It is 7.3 centimeter. When we are taking a football, what we are taking? A football. The diameter of a football is 22.3 centimeter. Now, when we are talking about our Earth, can you imagine what is the diameter of our Earth? The diameter of our Earth is 12,742 kilometers. Yes student, repeat. What is the diameter of our Earth? It is 12,742 kilometers. Now, when we see a cricket ball, the cricket ball, what is filled inside a cricket ball? Cricket ball is filled with jute or leather. When we are talking about football, it is filled with air. Have you ever wondered what is inside our Earth? No. So today we are going to learn and understand what is inside our Earth, and the name of the chapter is also the same. Now, students, let us see Earth. Human beings are able to drill only 12 kilometers of the Earth, and which is just like a forcing on it, means making a pin on the Earth's surface, which doesn't matter. And here we are going to learn what is inside our Earth. Lot of changes takes place inside our Earth. Now, to know what is being going inside our Earth, let us cut a small piece of Earth. For example, here, let me draw the diagram of Earth. Before that, students, have you ever cut an onion? Yes, when you will cut an onion, what do you find? You see that the onion is having many layers. Like that, our Earth is also having different layers, and these different layers looks alike when arises, madam, how many layers are there? The layers of earth are 3. Main layers are 3. The first one is known as crust. What is the first one known as? Crust. The second one is known as mantle. What it is known as? Mantle. And the third layer, or you can say the innermost layer of the earth, is core. So students, just tell me, how many layers of earth do we have? We have 3 layers. The first one is the crust, the second one is the mantle, and the third one is the core. Now, we will learn detail about each of this. So, let us start from the first one, that is crust. Now, you can see the earth. Now, the uppermost layer of the earth. The uppermost layer of the earth, where we live, where you people jump, where your houses are, where you grow trees, that is only the crust. That is the crust. And it is the thinnest layer in the earth. So what we have know, that crust is the thinnest layer. When I started the chapter, I told you that land is near our in the surrounding as well as under the sea also. So the land where our houses are there, that is known as continental mass. The lands which are available in the continents, 7 continents, that are known as continental mass. Whereas the lands which are available inside the water surface, they are known as oceanic land. What are they known as? Oceanic land. The thickness of continental land is 35 kilometer. What is the thickness of continental land? 35 kilometer. And when we are talking about the oceanic land, the land available inside the ocean, its thickness varies from 5 to 10 kilometer. You can also say that if the upper surface is your home, when you will go deep inside 35 kilometer, till that area it is continental land. But when you are swimming in the ocean, in the bed, from bed when you will count, there the land varies from 5 to 10 kilometer. Third one. As I told you, it is the thinnest. Rocks are also found in it. And it is made up of 2 main constituents, 2 main important parts. What are that? The 2 important parts of continental land. I am talking about the first continental land is silica and alumina. The continental land is made up of silica and alumina, altogether known as Si. Si from silicon, Al from aluminum. Whereas when we are talking about the oceanic land, oceanic land is made up of silica plus magnesium, altogether known as Sima. Si from silica and Ma from magnesium. This is all about our crust. Let us recapitulate. Crust is the thinnest part, thinnest layer. The first layer, the topmost layer is the crust. You can say, I can just differentiate by coloring this portion. Yes. Now, there are two types of crust. One is continental land and one is oceanic land. The continental land extends up to 35 km and the land under the ocean extends from 5 to 10 km. Now, moving next layer, the next layer is the mantle. The next layer is the mantle. Now, for example, the colored portion is the crust. The layer which is just beneath the crust is mantle. Now, the crust extends till 35 or you can say plus 5, 40 kilometers. What about mantle? The mantle extends up to 2900 kilometer. How much kilometer? 2900. You can say the second layer is the mantle, which lies just below the crust. Now, first point, mantle lies below the crust. It extends up to 2900 kilometer. As the main constituent over here is iron and magnesium. Here, the material found is heavier. Now, this mantle is further divided into two parts. What are the two parts? The two parts are known as, one is known as upper mantle and another one is known as lower mantle. What is the upper part known as? Upper mantle and the lower one is known as lower mantle. Now, let us see that upper mantle is solid. The upper mantle is solid. What is it? Solid. And here the temperature is 2270 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature? 2270 degree. Whereas when we move towards the lower mantle, what I am saying? When we move towards the lower mantle, here the temperature increases. Now, as temperature increases, the material here is semi-molten. What it is? Semi-molten. And here is known as mantle. What it is known as mantle. It extends up to 2900 kilometer and it mainly constitutes of iron and magnesium. Here the mantle is divided into two parts. The first part is known as upper mantle and the second part is known as lower mantle. Now, the upper portion here, the material is in solid form and temperature lies up to 2270 degrees Celsius. Whereas when we are talking about lower mantle, the temperature over here increases as we move towards the center of the earth. The temperature increases rapidly along with the pressure. Lower mantle is in semi-molten form. Neither it is solid nor it is liquid. It is just a semi-molten form. Now, next, moving after the mantle, the third layer, or you can say the innermost layer of the earth's surface is known as core. What it is known as? Core. Now, just making a dark line. The layer below the mantle is the third one, the third layer known as core. Now, as I told you, the distance varies still 6500 kilometer. Let me explain. When we are moving from crust till 35, it will be continent part, and when we are in the ocean, from there when we move 5 to 10 kilometers, that will be the crust. But when we move towards the mantle, again after 40 kilometer, we start from the 1 kilometer and till 2900 kilometer, it will be the mantle. Till 2900 kilometer, it will be mantle. After the mantle completes, from mantle again when we start till the center, what is the distance? The distance is 6500 kilometers. The distance is 6500 kilometers deep towards the earth, center of the earth. Now, and you can also say it is the deepest layer and one of the most inaccessible, not able to reach over there, inaccessible zone. Deepest and inaccessible zone. Now, what this core is made up of, or you can say that what are the main minerals found over there. The main constituent of core is nickel and ferrous, known as Fe, Ni from nickel and Fe from ferrous. Now again the core is divided into two parts known as the outer core and inner core. The up portion is known as outer core, and the area which is closer to the center, that is known as inner core. Now, the outer core is in molten form. Outer core is in molten form. Temperature is very high, whereas when we are talking about the inner core, in the inner core, the material is in solid and rigid. Whereas the temperature is very, very high. Not only temperature, the pressure is also very, very high over there. Now, here we have seen the three different layers of the earth. The first layer of the earth is crust, whereas the second layer of earth is known as mantle. The third layer of earth is known as core. What it is known as core. Students, I hope that diagram is clear to you and you have also drawn. Moving towards the next topic, we will see the rock and its type. Okay? Now, you can tell me what is there inside our earth? Inside our earth, the things are, the minerals and rocks are found in the molten form. And it is inaccessible to reach till the center of the earth as because of high temperature and pressure. Now, rocks. The crust, the upper layer of the earth, is made up of rocks. Rocks are of different types depending on the formation and depending on their size, texture and minerals, or you can say that colors. What is a rock? Rock is a hard, natural substance found in the earth crust. What is the rock? Rock is the hard, natural substance found in the earth crust. Now, rocks are of different types based on its color, size and texture. Now, we can broadly say that rocks are of three types. Based on its formation. The first one is known as igneous rock. I-G-N-E-O-U-S. Igneous rock. Second type of rock is, you can say, sedimentary. Sedimentary rocks. And third one is the metamorphic rocks. How many types of rocks are there? There are 3 types of rocks. First one, igneous rocks. Second one, sedimentary rocks. Third one, metamorphic rocks. Now, here we are going to learn features of all this type of rocks. First one, igneous rocks. Now, you have seen that rocks are formed when the molten magma erupts from the volcanic eruption. Here is the diagram. From deep inside the earth, a crack is made because of high temperature and pressure, and the molten magma comes out from the inside of the earth's surface. The matter, the material which comes out and gets solidifies, that are known as igneous rocks. Now, igneous rocks are further of 2 types. First one is extrusive. E-X-T-R-U-S-I-V-E. Extrusive igneous rock. And second one is intrusive igneous rock. Now, what is extrusive? When the molten magma inside the earth comes out, and when it comes in contact with the oxygen in the outside, it gets hardened and solidifies. That rocks which becomes hard and solid, first they are known as extrusive rocks. What are they known as? Extrusive rocks. The example of extrusive rock is basalt. Whereas when the molten magma comes out, some of the material do not come out and stays under the earth's surface. That type of rocks are known as intrusive rocks. Igneous rocks are also known as primary rock. The example of intrusive rock is granite. The example of intrusive rock is granite. You can also say that your mother uses grinding, the stone grinding machine, the stone grinder. That is an example of intrusive igneous rock. Next, moving to the next type of rocks. The next type of rock is sedimentary rocks. The next type of rock is sedimentary rocks. Now, as I told you, the igneous rocks, both, whether they are extrusive or intrusive, because of the weathering by wind, water, air, anything sun, the rocks finally break down into small pieces known as sediments, and because of weathering they move down and gets collected in the lower part of the surface. By their own heat and pressure, by the compression of their own weight, they form layers. What they form? Layers. And that rocks which are formed by the deposition of different layers, that layers of sediment, they are known as sedimentary rocks. So we can say that sedimentary rocks are those rocks which are formed by the sediments when sediments deposit in different layers. Next, moving to the third rock. Example of sedimentary rock, you can say that it is sandstone, limestone, mudstone, etc. Now, from the name itself, the third category known as metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rocks, when the molten magma cannot come out, they are deep inside and they are deep inside, those changes their form. The rocks which changes their form due to presence of heat and pressure. Metamorphic rocks are those rocks which changes their form. What are the metamorphic rocks? The rocks which changes their form. Why they changes their form? Because they are not able to come out and they are deep inside the earth's surface where heat and pressure are being exerted, and that is the reason when again molten magma comes out, because of the heat and pressure, that metamorphic rocks come out first and they change their form into igneous rock. They change their form into igneous rock. So the rocks which changes their form from one form to another, that type of rocks are known as metamorphic rocks. Now, here we have seen that rock is a natural hard substance found in the earth crust which is formed because of different pressure and activities. The rocks are mostly three types. The first one is igneous rock, the second one is sedimentary rock, and the third one is metamorphic rock. Now, what are the examples of metamorphic rock? Now, when one rock changes its form to another, clay changes into slate, that is known as metamorphic rock. Clay changes its form to slate. When it changes its form? When inside the earth's surface, due to high pressure and temperature. When there is high pressure and temperature, the clay changes its form into slate. Moving next, when the rock changes its form from one form to another, there works a cycle, and that cycle is known as rock cycle. Let us learn detail about the rock cycle. One type of rock changes when one type of changes when one type of rock changes to another type under certain condition. cycle. For example, when volcanic eruption erupts, the material in the molten magma which comes out and solidifies, they form igneous rock. What they form? Igneous rocks. When the molten magma comes out of the Earth's surface, they form the igneous rocks. Now, when this igneous rocks, because of the breaking down of the igneous rocks due to weathering, breaks down into small sediments and forms sedimentary rock. Now, when the sedimentary rocks get deep inside the Earth's surface, they form a layer, and under the certain changes because of heat and pressure, they change their form and form metamorphic. What is the condition? The condition is heat and pressure. Condition is heat and pressure. Again, when the molten magma comes out, it solidifies. When it solidifies, it forms igneous rocks. Both the type of igneous rocks are formed. When these igneous rocks are broken down, and when it breaks into small sediments and get settled down in a form of layer, then they form the sedimentary rocks. When this igneous rock and sedimentary rock, when this igneous rock and sedimentary rock are provided with the certain conditions of heat and pressure, these rocks changes into metamorphic rocks, and this whole process continues in a cyclic manner known as rock cycle. Now, as you all know that these rocks are very much important to us. For example, without these rocks, we cannot make our houses and buildings. The soil which is formed in the crust, which is covered in the crust, is made up of these rocks only. The fossil fuels, the gems, the diamonds, all these are found from the rocks itself. And the minerals are found from rocks. So we can say that rocks are very much important to us. And because of this rock only, our Earth surface is existing. We can play over there and do lots and lots of work. So let us recapitulate what we have learned today. We have learned about the structure of the Earth. The Earth is made up of 3 layers known as crust, mantle, core. They all are having their different features. Rocks. What are rocks? Rocks are the hard natural material found in the Earth's surface. It is of 3 types depending on the formation. According to the formation, they are of igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks are further divided into 2, known as extrusive rocks and intrusive rocks. Rocks are very important to us. Now students, in this chapter we have covered all the topics. The assignment related to this topic is uploaded in the ERP. Students, download it and do the work before you come to school.